Going up into the mountains during snow season is like rolling the dice. Weather forecasts and radar maps can provide some information as to what you can expect, but it's not going to deliver the full story. Sometimes, as you're in the thick of it, winter will throw you some curveballs and make you tell yourself, man, am I glad I did not come here by myself. Hello everyone, welcome back. This weekend we are headed into the mountains of northern Idaho. The crew consists of Nate in his Tacoma, Tim in his Tundra, and Nick in his Mitsubishi van. This is Tim's stomping ground, so we followed him into what we thought would be some light snow wheeling and a lot of camping and campfires. But Idaho had different plans for us. This would turn out to be one of the most challenging weekends I've had in a very long time.
This is literally up to my door over here. I mean, it's either that or I just throw some max tracks down. I guess that would be an option too. Not really easy to access my valve stems at the moment.
Are you able to back up to here or no?
I mean, I can't steer that way.
You can't? Oh.
Every time I back up, it's trying to go down the hill.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we'll just throw a couple max tracks under there and see if we can, if I can get it back up on course, we'll be all right.
One day soon I will fly. I know I am free. I'm feeling alive. Take me back to the jungle. Take me back to the jungle.
It's about the same as before.
Alright, we're going to need the traction board right ahead the truck.
Yeah, you're not making any more ground after this.
Yeah, we're gonna have to use traction boards or a winch.
We thought there might have been a campsite up this way, but the incline is steep and the snow is deep. Nate and Nick decided to walk up the trail to see if there even was a level campground worth going through the trouble for. And the other thing is, I know I'm gonna drag in the center.
Yeah, I mean, it would be work, like I said. Once I plow it, though, I'm telling you, it's going to get a lot easier.
Yeah.
But there's still, there's... You'll be following in the footsteps of something with 39s.
So what do you think, sir?
I think I think that Tim was wrong and that their campsite's actually down the road farther. He said that he doesn't remember it going straight up like this.
Yeah. Maybe we should check that other spot.
Yeah, it's a bummer because I love a good challenge and this would be a tough hill to get up, but it's all good. We're here to camp. We need to go find camp.
Alright, so in the tent I do have the Jackery Explorer 1000 and I do have it connected to the heated blanket. Right now it's on the highest setting just because I just got in here and I would like to get it going, get a little warm. Of course my boots here because they don't fit in the shoe rack. Got some of the gloves I used out in the snow. I just figured I could dry it out in here because of the fact that we are using diesel heater heat, dry heat. So I got that funneled in from right there. And I tried to make it as tight and closed up of a hole as I could, just because I didn't want to have any other cold ambient air coming in. But I did bring up the hose pretty far up. It seems to be getting the job done. The reason I brought so much in, and I know I could just cut it or something like that, but I'm just going to leave it like this. The reason I brought so much in is because I want to reduce the amount of travel for the warm air outside of the tent, because I heard that it can potentially get cold as it comes in. Aside from that, on the net I got my pants, my jacket, and then I got my snowboarding pants for tomorrow. The snow is so deep here, by the way, so I'm excited to show you guys what it's going to look like. My regular pants, the Fjall Raven pants that I always wear on my camping trips, it just got soaked. So I'm gonna go with the snowboarding pants tomorrow. And then of course I got inflatable sleeping pad with the memory foam inside, and then my heating blanket, and then got the Nanga sleeping bag that I'm testing. And I'm okay with bringing this one, although this is like a 35 degrees Fahrenheit sleeping bag. I'm fine because I knew that I would have the diesel heater in here, and if the diesel heater failed then I would use the butane heater, but I'm glad the diesel heater is working fine. Good morning, everyone. What a beautiful place, huh? A couple of things I noticed overnight. The diesel heater, I am 100% on board with the diesel heater style now. The fact that I can just turn it on all night and let it run and just stay warm, and it's like a dry heat without condensation, totally won me over. This time the diesel heater did work overnight without any issues, and I had it about on medium setting as far as the power. And the jack gear went down from about 95% to about 87%, and that's on the 1500. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I'm hoping it doesn't mess up again, but for the most part, I can see myself using it continuously with the RAM setup. Aside from that, like I said, this place is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. We're on the northernmost part of Idaho, or pretty north of Idaho. Canada, the Canadian border is not too far from here. Temps dropped to about 24 degrees overnight according to the weather app on the phone. We have a little bit of reception out here. The forecast doesn't call for any snow until probably maybe later or into tomorrow, so we'll see how it goes. But for right now, we're gonna slowly break down camp, maybe get something to eat for breakfast, and then head our way back into town because Tim is gonna depart from our party today, and it's gonna be myself, Nate, and Nick. At this point, the plan was to finish the remaining 1.5 miles of this trail, which will put us back on the main road to the local town. Doesn't sound bad, right? We'd get into town just in time to refuel our vehicles and our diesel heaters. Well, I don't think any of us anticipated what the day had in store. As we drove further up the road, each of our rigs started to get a bit bound up in the snow, and it became apparent that the mile drive out to the main road may take a bit longer than expected. And since Tim had to get back to his family in a short amount of time, he decided to backtrack the way we came in the previous night. So Nate, Nick, and I, we're gonna continue forth, but Tim has a family duty call, so he's gonna backtrack the route back at home, right? Back to your home?
Yep, we're gonna do it.
Nice.
Hopefully it goes smooth sailing.
Smooth sailing, fingers crossed. There hasn't been additional snowfall, and there's no snow falling now, so it should be good, hopefully.
Yeah.
And the temps are still in the colder range, so it shouldn't be slush.
Yeah, should be pretty good.
Thanks for bringing us up here.
Of course, man.
Had a great time, man.
It's a good spot, right?
Very good spot,
We
dude.
woke up to some sick views.
Sick views, just in time, and the fog started rolling back in.
Yeah.
One of the best spots I've ever camped at, I would say. But Tim Muniz, definitely, I'll link his socials down below. Great guy, great channel. I laugh a lot at his reels, so you definitely gotta check out his Instagram. And thank you for everything, buddy.
Absolutely, thank you.
All right.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, dude. All right, guys. So I'm a little bit stuck. As you know, I'm at around 7 or 8 psi. I don't want to go that any further because my wheels aren't beadlock wheels. As they've been getting stuck and recovering in front of me, there has been some ruts and deep pockets being made into the road. I was able to go up a little bit, and then there was a deep pocket that Nate had to dig in to kind of recover the van. So when that happened, I high centered there, but I was able to still reverse out of it and then got stuck over there. So luckily the snow isn't slushy right now, and it's still kind of powdery, so it's good for the wheeling. I was high centered on the snow and the tires weren't getting any traction. So the first method of recovery was to winch myself out using the tree in front of me. Then I can hopefully back out onto some of the packed snow on the trail. Except I was at a declining angle towards my driver's side, so the truck slid back into the deep end. This meant that additional recovery efforts were required in order to get Shadow out. It is about 4 o'clock. Nate is up over there trying to plow down the roads to make it up to the main road. The main road is about actually a little over a mile from where we are now. He can still try to plow through and see how far we can make it, or we can head back about a quarter mile back and retrace back to where we camped last night and just situate ourselves there and then backtrack tomorrow morning, or try to get up just a little bit higher in that direction and then try to find a campground over there. For pretty much the majority of the day, all we've been doing is recovering each of our vehicles back and forth. Yeah, it's been one of those days, but that's the fun. We learn from this experience, as well as, you know, we get a chance to just help each other out. You know, this is what it's all about. You know, sometimes you get the good, sometimes you get the bad. So for today, we only covered about a half a mile, I think, a half a mile to a mile, maybe, if that. And that's what happens when you just have really challenging situations on the trail. Yeah, stay tuned.
Shit that might do with my other friends. The difference is I'm heavier now. I'm using a lightweight wheeler. Grease is cold in there. It's just that easy.
Oh, really?
Just multiple line pulls and, you know, every trick in the book.
Another day in the park, walk in the park.
I'm ready to find some camp.
Yeah, let's do it, buddies. Camp sounds good. Well, on the way back to camp, I got stuck again, and during the recovery, I debeated my tire. We first tried seating the tire back into place, but without the right tools, it was impossible. Luckily, there was an area at camp that was level enough to change out this wheel for the spare. Come on. There you go.
Oh!
Yeah. Stay there.
Might not stay.
Alright guys, so to say that today was challenging would be a severe disservice to what we actually went through. It's definitely a long day. It ended up being us coming back to camp, to where we camped last night. So I have spline lugs on the wheels, and I didn't bring the key, which I should always have with me. So just out of like, you know, some wild luck and hope, we're hoping that one of the regular like sockets would be enough, and it was, and it just barely fitted enough so that we can remove the wheel and change out for the spare. So tomorrow I'm probably gonna have to bungee that the spare tire over the wheel. So tomorrow we're gonna wake up pretty early to head out into town. At the trailhead we'll air up. And just something I noticed, that method, that simulated beadlock wheel, I thought it was a simulated beadlock with bead grip, but it did not have it on there. So I was able to travel around with 9 PSI, but it turns out some of the tires actually went down to like 7, and that's where the debeading happened. So good to note, I am not gonna go below 9 or 10 on these wheels with these tires. That's absolute minimum threshold, just a FYI. Aside from that, got the diesel heater working again. I didn't have dinner yet, so I'm just gonna munch on some snacks and then head to bed soon. We got an early morning tomorrow. I'll see you guys in the morning. All right, so we are towards the bottom of the mountain, a little bit more to go. Airing back up, ran into some interesting, we actually woke up at like pretty early in the morning and wanted to get out of here at 6 o'clock. But on the way down, we did run into, as you guys saw, a few minor hiccups.
A snag or two.
So what do you think about this trip?
Dude, it was great.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that you want to go through life with every trip being perfect. I think that it's nice to struggle, you know?
I agree.
There's times where we go out and we thrive winter camping. We get stuck 0 times, and
Yep.
you know, and those are fun too. But I think that these are like important, like life building exercise type things, like learning how to be happy even though like things are going to shit.
Yeah, I mean, things could always be worse.
Yeah.
And
No doubt.
the crazy thing was, no matter what kind of crap we were running into, like we were always surrounded by such beauty. It's
Oh
like,
yeah, man.
It's like everything is like balanced.
That's what I'm saying. It could be a lot worse. I think we did awesome. The rigs did awesome. So far,
Yeah.
the only casualty is a rear wheel cylinder.
And
So-
yeah, I got a debeaded on my wheel. Yeah, there has been some stuff. So what do you think? We're gonna do some fixing on that?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to fix the brakes so I can go home.
Okay.
But it stops enough right now. We just need to, I don't know, stop by an O'Reilly's and get like brake fluid and, you know, stuff that makes the brake system work.
And you guys know, I know if anyone can fix things like that, it's this guy.
Aw,
All right, good trip.
yeah, man.
Here with Nick, the driver of this awesome van. Did terrific throughout this trip. Maybe tell us a little bit about yourself and your build.
Yeah, my name's Nick. I'm from Seattle. Drive this 1991 Mitsubishi Delica. It's lifted about 4 inches on 33-inch wheels for now. It's got a rear locker, onboard air, a few engine mods, bigger injectors, bigger turbo, intercooler. You know, too much to list, as they say.
The vehicle did really well. I got stuck a lot. You got stuck maybe once?
I got stuck more than once.
Okay,
I think.
a couple of times.
I think the lighter weight played a role there for sure.
And if people want to know more about your rig and stuff, where can they find you?
It's Underwheeler Garage, all one, no spaces, on my Instagram.
Nice. Nick definitely put some elbow grease into a lot of our recoveries, so I'm very grateful for Nick. And thank you very much for this trip. Good times.
My pleasure.
Despite the physically taxing weekend, I had an awesome time. There were actually more recoveries from this trip that I was not able to film, but I believe Nate will share some of those, as well as his perspective of the trip on his channel, Dirt Lifestyle, so I recommend you check it out. The positive mindset of the crew, as well as the willingness to work as a team, made a huge impact on this weekend. Nate, Nick, and Tim are some awesome human beings, and I look forward to sharing some trail time with them in the near future. I want to thank you all for watching this video, and as always, be safe, take care, and I'll see you on the next one.